So I started in 1983. I was living in Gainesville, Florida. Knew I wanted to work in fitness, but didn't know what the job was because there wasn't a job. And so I gave up all my college studies and walked into Gainesville Health and Fitness Center and said, I think I want to work here. And it was a Nautilus facility, one set to failure, make you puke kind of workouts, 30-minute workouts. And so I was an instructor. It was the only way to work out. It was my first formal introduction to exercise, so that's what we did, one set to failure. So they said, Annette, the company's growing, we're going to expand, and we want you to go with us. And I thought, awesome, they're going to ask me to go into management. Guess what? They said, we want you to do sales. Where are all the personal trainers in the room? I said, I don't want to sell, I just want to help people. And then I learned sales. The unbelievable opportunity to talk with one person, sometimes 10 people a day, about their fears, anxieties, failures, why they didn't want to join another health club, what they wanted, what they were afraid of, and how, of course, we could help them at that club. So I loved that part. I loved really connecting with that individual person. And then I helped them with their workouts as well. You know what else started back then? STEP. I remember walking into the gym and they said, Annette, we're going to start these STEP classes. And I go, you got to be kidding me. Nobody's going to do that. Okay, so I'm not a trendsetter with equipment. So anyway, I went back and taught a sales workshop last August. We went to Gainesville, Florida. And I went back to my favorite places. Tom Petty's from Gainesville, Florida. So when I went to college there, his house was called Petty's Past Pad. They always had great parties. And so, of course, now it turned into an apartment complex. Krispy Kreme was big back then. And, of course, I had to go to the stadium and do the bleachers and the steps. So anyway, I knew that I should no longer be a salesperson. I loved the interconnection that I had with each individual person. But I knew that I didn't necessarily care that they joined that club that day. I just wanted to help people with whatever they were ready to do as far as, you know, making changes in their life, using fitness as a vehicle. So I decided to go back to school, went to University of Florida again, and they directed me to health education. So I got a master's degree in health education. It was hands down the best move I ever made in my life because I learned about behavior change. Guys, we're behavior change facilitators. Like it was said before, we do have the most important job. Definition of health education, any combination of learning experiences designed to facilitate the adoption of behavior conducive to health. Also voluntary behavior. That's what you guys do in your clubs all the time with all the different options that people have so that we can get them started in something to change their habits related to health and fitness. You know who else did that? Jack LaLanne. He just died, right? I used to hear him speak at conferences, talk about just so energetic. High pressure sales, right? He's sitting at his gym in Venice Beach and he's realizing nobody's coming to the gym, so he goes, I had to go out and get people. I had to go out and get them fit. So he goes around the neighborhood and knocks on people's doors and he goes, give me your kid. If they're fat, we'll make them skinny. If they're skinny, I'll put weight on them. But we got to do something about this. And that's what you guys do all the time. We do something about this. So I came back to New York. I'm from New York. I thought my career would be better off here, so I still did a little bit of management. Thankfully, Bob Squarey is there because the Errico family entrusted him with all the resources that we needed to start Equinox Fitness Training Institute. And so as each club opened, we trained the trainers. And we had so many different options for education, and I know you guys are doing that really well right now, giving your trainers all kinds of options because we have to be able to attract so many different people. And so we learned the original NASM days. It was bodybuilder sort of protocols. So then I went back to the gym 3 weeks later, took another functional workshop, had to apologize to my clients. It's okay to let the shoulder blades move. You know, so it's like, that's what we gotta do. We have to be better at getting newer trainers better faster. I started speaking at conferences, one of the few, sometimes only women who speak, so that's been really wonderful. So anyway, I started teaching a lot of workshops, traveling, doing the conference circuit, had the wonderful opportunity to work with Reebok University. They said, we are funded by the shoe company, and we teach education programs for group fitness instructors. And I said, what is that? They were like, oh, you don't know Jen Miller? She invented STEP. I'm like, oh yeah, I remember that. I never thought it would go anywhere. Lisa Wheeler, a bunch of great people doing education. So I helped with the personal training programs, the Reebok Core Board program, the stretching program. Wonderful opportunity to meet Gray Cook. Reebok Reactive Neuromuscular Training program turned into the 5-point movement screen, which I teach. Richard Boyd. Bob Squarey goes, hey, there's this guy I met at a conference. He's starting a website. He wants to do education for personal trainers. You have to write articles for him. They won't pay you anything, but it'll be good exposure. I was like, great. Another thing that I have to do for free for exposure. Richard Boyd, PT on the Net. So anyway, how many different ways do we touch people? That's why we have to give lots of different education programs. I don't want to say, I don't use machines, I only do functional training, because maybe that person needs that right now. The more we use technology and the more we can be disconnected, the more people need us. That one-on-one relationship is sacred. We're behavior change facilitators. I think we need to constantly strive to find as many different tools as I can to be able to attract people. It was said before, most people aren't joining health clubs. We know the numbers, right? Diabetes, obesity, it's staggering. So we need to attract more people into the gym, and then we need to offer as many opportunities as we possibly can to help them change a behavior related to health and fitness. So I thank you very much. I'm really proud to have been part of your group and still am with my workshops. So thank you. I'll see you in 20 years. Have a great day.